Listen, this is Black Connection. So we're going to turn our cameras on. You are at an important meeting tonight. So come on in. Let us see your beautiful faces. My name is Robin Anderson. I am here. Rachel, let's stretch our hands, okay, to her. She is not feeling well this evening, but Father God, we just ask that you heal her, restore her body and her mind right now as we're on this call in Jesus' name. Amen. So I am here. I am Diamond Leader here with It Works, along with Miss Keisha. Keisha, where you at? We're going to be tag teaming tonight to have this call with you all. Keisha, did you want to introduce yourself? Where are you?
Hello, as she said, my name is Keisha, and I am a Triple Diamond leader, and I'm just honored to be able to be here this evening.
Lakeisha, hold on, Lakeisha, hold on. We're gonna act like we showing up in Black History Month with Black excellence. When Robin, in her very gentle voice, asked if everyone could participate and turn their camera on, you would expect, if you showed up tonight, really to allow God to use you. Y'all heard the song, that you would immediately say, whatever I got going on right now, I need to stop and get present. See, the one thing that I understand, guys, please hear me. We are all blessed, and we are all a gift from him, and he has a purpose from each and every one of us. But so never miss an opportunity, especially when you know you're trying to show up for you. Be present. And in being present, I want to see all the cameras on. Thank you. All right, Lakeisha, girl, tell everybody about yourself.
Well, listen, I am happy and excited to be here. I have been a part of this amazing business for 8 years, and a part of not only just a part of the Black excellency of It Works, but a part of the excellency of It Works, right? And so just glad to be in this space and all of the different times and the phases and everything that this business has taken through. And so I think this moment really embodies what this business is, where Rachel, although she's not feeling well, to be able to know that you have a team, that there are people that you can call on to say, hey, let's bridge the gap. And so as you all are here, I hope you guys are feeling that in your business, right? And understanding that there's always someone there who's willing to bridge the gap and to be present for you, as Ms. Lanisa was saying, to be present for you. So allow yourself to be present for someone else. So in the moment that you need someone to be present for you, you can have that expectation. And so just honored to be able to do that for our leader on this morning. So this evening. All right, well, let's get into it. We already kind of prayed over the space. Shout out to Cody, like he's getting the cardio in with his screen on. Talk about being present. So just thought I'd shout you out as you're getting your cardio in this evening, right? And choosing to be here. So Robin, you want to jump us off into our conversation? First, let's just get the chat kind of going. It's the middle of the month, right? It's the middle of the month. And let's say this, let's have some transparency. On a scale of 1 to 10, if you had to rate yourself in the work that you've been giving your business, with 10 being I'm doing it, how would you rate yourself? I think what's amazing about being in business for ourselves is we get the opportunity to do self-evaluation. And when we do self-evaluation, there's still a lot of time in the month where we can still make a change, right? And that's why I love that. It's like, it's the 15th, I can still make a turnaround. So we're gonna be transparent, right? If you just drop in the comments, if I had to rate myself on a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being, listen, I'm rocking. Sis I'm about to be balling next month. What is your number on that scale? And we're gonna get into it.
That's good. That's good. And a self-aware leader is the best type of leader. Okay. So you want to be self-aware. And like Keisha said, listen, today can be day one. It really can. It really can. And day one in a renewing of your mind to go forth and do what it is that you know to do. And so with that being said, we want to talk about how simple doing this business can be. Okay. And it is. Has anyone ever drop a me in the chat if you went to do your business and you're like, I just don't know what to do? If we want to be honest, if you just say, I don't know what to do, like, I don't know what to do. Thank you, Michelle, for being honest. Thank you. Thank you for, okay, we honest tonight. All right. So what we're going to do is talk about the things that help you simplify your business. And we're going to start off with the steps, y'all. Really, really quick. Step one is running your subscription, your personal ADBV subscription. Why do you do that? Why do you do that? Can somebody drop in the chat? Why do you do that? Why do you want to run your subscription? Why do you want to get products for yourself or for you to sample out? Why do you want to do that?
You hear me? Who gives it?
Yeah, go ahead.
You could have died killing those saviors. Both of you fucking did it.
Oh, okay.
You want to live? You take
I don't think she
chances.
meant to unmute. I don't think she
But
meant
that's
to
what I did.
unmute. There we go. Okay. So we got be a product of the product. Yes. Let me see. Commission qualify, of course, to make sure you get results. Yes. So you want to have some skin in the game, right? You want to be able to speak to what you have, get your own results, because this is a results-driven business. Okay. So you want to have your own results, but you also, it's good, especially now in this season, in this time, it's good to have product on hand that people can actually try for your parties, for a blitzing. And we're going to talk about that as well. But you want to have the product so you can work your business wherever you go, okay? And from someone that has gotten results time and time again, because I always tell people it's not cockiness. I am very confident in these products. I get results every week, whether it's weight loss, nutrition, hair growth, I get them every week. And so you have to be confident in knowing that your products work. And you can only really do that like wholeheartedly if you use them. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. So step one is running your auto ship, your subscription, ADBV. Okay. Step two is getting 4 customers on the drop.
Hey, Robin,
Mhm.
really quick. I'm just going to, back on step one, just going to, I don't want to use the word address, but share this. There's always a way to figure out your subscription order. There's always a way. Because I know there's someone in here who was like, well, yeah, well, I ain't got the money for my subscription. First of all, I've been there before, right? And so there's always a way to figure it out. And so what I think is really important is you let it be known. Why haven't you ran your subscription order? And I even have to share, with my uplines, what's going, if that's ever happened, why? That way you can put yourself in the position to figure it out, whether it's we teach you how to pre-sale the wraps for your subscription order, whether we tell you what are the 2 products that you can get that can get you at ADBV, but it matches the cost a little bit, right? And so the art of figuring it out when it comes to the subscription order, just depending where you are in your business, right? And so, so really just be open and transparent about that so that you can connect with someone and they can teach you, like, listen, if you can pre-sale the coffee samples, because I know that there was someone here who was thinking that.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure if you were thinking that, you can share, but if not, you were thinking, but there's always a way to figure out how to run your subscription order. And let me tell you, I have always kept over the last, I will say, the last 3 months of 2023, I always got wraps. I always put the wraps on my subscription order. Why? Because it's the easiest thing for me to sell to make a quick money. The easiest thing for me to sell. So if you're that person and you're trying to think like logically and put a bag of wraps on there, you will make the money back. Whether it's the response after a host a post, or it's someone's just not ready. Well, hey, let's just start you off with 1 wrap today and see how that experience is for you. So figuring out the subscription order is 100% possible and doable. You just have to open your mouth, right? And say something to someone and let us guide you through it. But if you're that person, put wraps on your subscription order, at least 1 bag with 1 other product every month, and you will find yourself being in the position to circulate that money and a lot quicker. Cause listen, I'm like, if I could sell 2 wraps a week, right? If I could sell 2 wraps a week, that will cover my subscription orders. 2 wraps a week. 2 wraps a week at what, $60 for 2, or however you want to do 25, however you want to sell them, right? I know that getting those 2 wraps out a week will cover my subscription. So if that was you and you were thinking that, you can figure it out. Even when it seems hard to figure out, you can figure it out. You just gotta open your mouth and connect so we can teach you, hey, we know how to teach you how to run this business no matter where you are on that pay scale.
That's so good, because communication is key, right? In any partnership, relationship, business, you need to communicate. You're in this business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. And as your why evolves, you'll understand it's not even for yourself anymore, right? It's bigger than you, it's beyond you. So make sure that you're communicating if you are in that space, so you can get help, right? So you can figure it out. So step 2 was getting 4 perk members. I'm so used to saying loyal customers, perk members on the 30-day drop. Why do we want them on the 30-day drop? Because the products in the 30-day drop are giving full body transformation, okay? And you want your customers to experience that. We've have so many before and after pictures, but it also is ADBV, right? So if you have 4 on ADBV, how much volume is that? Plus your ADBV, what is that? I want, where's my math people? Is the math thing? It's 400, it's 400, right? So you're now a 400 box for your upline, right? So that's simple. How many people do you know that need to lose weight, needs a probiotic, needs to help with their appetite, needs to boost their metabolism, needs energy? You can literally start off with one of those products and upsell them to the drop. I know a lot of people are like, I don't know how to sell the drop, or you might feel like that's a lot. Just have the conversations. Use your upline to help you with the conversations so that you can add on the product and make sure you get this pack, because 4 drops with your auto shipment is 40 BV. Is that simple? Drop simple in the chat. Drop simple. I'm gonna try to talk to us.
Robin, can I interject? Can I interject? Because I don't think people really understand how simple the 30-day drop has made this for them. Because I'm gonna play with some numbers real quick, and I'm gonna give you a strategy that if you just would think like this, you would know that, oh my gosh, I can do this anywhere. And that's who we are, guys. When we go and we get something, we don't care where we are. We tell everybody. And the one place we all going right now is church. And what are churches right now focused on? Health. They all want some health and wellness going on. Well, think about it like this. If you went in a church and you said, you know what, y'all, we can ready to go on this little team together. We're gonna get groups of 5, and we're gonna put a little kitty in, little kitty. You go get 5 people, you get 5, you get 5, you get, we're gonna have a team. And the team, we're gonna compete over the next 30 days. Who's gonna lose the most weight? And it's a system called 30-day drop. Y'all, let me show you the results. So go get your team, What we gonna put in the kitty? $25 each. Oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. Do you not know how many people are waiting on you to go do that? Y'all, that's 25 people that just joined your team as Perks members. Did you just hear that? And they're excited because you were excited about it. But if you just also get 3 people to say they want to join your team, do y'all know that 3 distributors plus 25 people is a Ruby? I mean, sell 25 30-day kits. That makes you a Ruby. Do you not know that? Think of it that way. Go bless God's children and he will bless you. And we just broke that math down, 25, 3 and 25, 3 and 25. So go get 5 teams and bless them. at your church, on your cheerleading squads, leagues. There's so many places you can do this at. Oh, I had to say that, Robin, because I need people to get this.
No, that
It's
was
not that hard.
That was good. Look, I wrote it down myself. I said, okay, I'm on ministry. Let me let me make a group. That is good. And it can translate whether you're at church, like you said, if you're a mom that has kids on teams, you know, and you interact with other moms, if it's soccer mom, basketball mom, whatever it is, PTA, you know, or if you're a part of the singles ministry and you got friends, you know, it doesn't matter. You can put people together, like Shakima was saying in the chat, just get people together and do a team challenge. Competition is a, what's the word I want to say? It's contagious. People love competing. They really do, especially when it's positive. You know, people love competing. So definitely take that and run with it. All right. Step 3 is getting the 3 DTs. Okay. The 3 DTs, three people that are, I don't want to say like-minded, 3 people that are ready to earn the extra income with you, and are willing and coachable for you to help them with this business. And you help them do the same thing that you did, step 1 and 2. Okay. 3 distributors, you bring them in and you help them do step 1, 2, and 3. Simple, y'all. Go ahead, Keisha.
Well, I would say this too. What I love about actually Robin's putting these steps together is it takes our mind, it gives us the time to take our mind off of how I make my business successful and put your mind towards just the things that I'm going to do daily to plug in. It's almost like, I don't know if you remember like in a science class where the math was really easy, but it's just you had to remember the formula. If you knew the formula, you would know, you would be able to pass the test. If you don't know the formula, you're like, I'm gonna fail, right? And so what's amazing, it's like that, like we have the formula. And so now it's just, now I spend my time on plugging into the formula. I got the formula, I got the cheat code. And so now I just have to kind of just plug in, because that's what it was. Even in these science classes, like the math is like simple addition, but the formula is complex and I can't remember the formula. So now I did not pass the test, right? And so when we think of it that way, like there's this formula that's been written out for us to plug in. And so as we're talking about this, I had I want to share this. Although I've been in the business for 8 years, I have these moments where I'm not doing as well as I want to on the steps, right? That's just the honest truth. And then at that point, whenever I get to a point where I see them not getting the results the simple results that I need to grow my business, I then know that it is time for me to let someone look into my business, right? I need help. Right? When I'm not getting the results that I need and I know the formula, I need help, right? And so if you were, as you rated yourself through this month where you are, I want you to ask yourself, do I need an oversight? Do I need someone that I can allow to dig in and to give me some feedback so that I can begin to complete these steps, right? So ask yourself that question. Have I allowed someone to coach me personally, to dig in and to see my business the way I can't see it, right? An oversight over my business. And so as I did that, right, one thing that I knew that I was lacking in doing was tracking my work, right? And I found myself saying, I did work today. I did do something, right? But I wasn't tracking my work. You ever had a job? Well, I'm sure all of you had a job, but at a job, there's like a checklist and you have to sign off. Like, okay, I did this. Maybe you were a server. You had to check that you refilled the salts, or I don't know, you worked in retail, whatever. You had to have a checklist, right? To say, these are the things that say that you have closed the store efficiently or that you ended your shift correctly. Anybody, drop a yes in the comments if you had a job where there were some things that said, this is what looks like that your day is completed. Hold on, Clea, that your day is completed. And so when it comes to completing your steps to success, right, now that you have the formula, now is what does it look like me taking the steps every single day to see that it gets done, right? So the formula is spelled out, the formula is simple. So now our focus has to be, what are the things that I have to do daily, right? So obviously I did have a resource called Receipts that was created by Rachel that really does help. And so we spell it out in a really simple way in our team. And no matter how busy you are, you're able to do these simple things. And these simple things that you do daily. And I actually was just texting someone who was telling me, she's so busy. And I told her, I said, you know what? Building this business is really about mastering the mundane, like mastering it, right? Mastering it. Like we cannot get weary in the well-doing, right? And that's what happens. It's almost like it's like, I got on a treadmill yesterday, why I ain't lose 20 pounds, right? And that's how we treat our business. Like, but I bested the other people yesterday, why ain't the faster the diamond, right? We feel the same way in those other journeys, but it's the same thing. So just because I got on the treadmill yesterday and I didn't lose any weight does not mean that getting on the treadmill is not effective to my weight loss. It just means I have to be the person who's willing to do it over and over again, but also doing the other things, eating well, doing all of these other things to couple with it to make the results happen, right? So think of your business that way. So just because I did not get the customer from this activity today does not mean that this activity is not working. Typically what it is I'm not willing to do the activity enough to make it work for myself. And so how we spell it out on our team. And so this connects to the steps to success because now it's the actionable steps that go into completing it. And so the first thing that we say, so I'm going to give you some things. The first one is SD. SD stands for spiritual development. Okay, spiritual development. And what that is, it's whether it's a replay from your church, on YouTube, you're into a devotional, you're reading, one chapter of the Bible of the day, whatever the spirit, how are you feeding your spirit? That has to be first because that has the capacity to give you the capacity for everything. Okay. So your spiritual development, right? So it's like now I can check off, I can sign off that I did it, right? Because we have to learn to govern ourselves. And so sometimes we have to treat ourselves like our own employee. Since so many of us come from employee settings, we have to say, let me treat myself like an employee until I can get myself together, right? So I did my spiritual development and my personal development. My personal development is focused on me growing mentally as an entrepreneur, as a person that will give me, I say, as the person grows, the business grows, right? Did I do it? Let me sign off on it. And then the next thing is P. P stands for posting, right? Whether you like posting or not, having a business and running a social media, right? No matter the capacity that you do it, it's just an easy way to do it. Did I post? Did I post about myself, right? What are some things people can tell about you by just looking at your page, right? Did I post? Did I post about my business? Lifestyle posts? Did I post about a product? This goes back to the subscription order. If you're using products every single day, you'll always have something to post, period. Right? You go on Robin page, she's gonna either make some smoothie or coffee, right? It doesn't matter. It's not about changing things, but because she's taking the product every day, I have something to post about the business. If you take the product every day, even if you prop your camera up and say, they finna watch me chew these gummies. They finna get an ASMR of me chewing these gummies. I'm all on the bottom. Whatever it is you gotta do, right? But if you're taking the products, you always have. So posting and then messaging. What does that messaging look like? That messaging is sending out the green light messages for obtaining new hosts to post. It is responding to people from text, send happy birthday messages, all of those things. Taking conversations from the comments into the message, like, girl, hey, I heard you say that your daughter went to Gymnastics Academy of Atlanta. Tell me more about that gymnastics gym. Like making that conversation, that's messaging, right? And then there's following up. There's following up. If you don't message, you'll never be able to follow up. But if you don't follow up, it's going to be hard to get customers because most people say yes on a follow-up, right? And so as you go through that checklist, that is identifying that I have done the non-negotiables for my business for that day. And so it's like your checklist. That way, when you get off of here, you can look at that checklist and say, you know what? I need to give myself 20 minutes to do the M, to do the F, right? And of course, there are those days where you fall sick or something happens, but then you can look at that list and say, you know what? I'm going to send an extra 20 messages tomorrow because life just happened and I couldn't reach the goal that I wanted to reach. And so tracking your work. And so what happens is when I took the time, I was advised, right? Because I wasn't getting the results that I needed. So I was advised. I want you guys to know that I didn't think of this on my own. I was advised to look over my messages and how many messages did it take for me to sign my customer last month, right? I was able to then see I had messaged about 150 people, but it was also post a live. After I do a live, I typically sign a customer. So what was that doing? It was helping me to understand the science of my business. I did a live yesterday. I signed a customer. It's a science. So for myself, it's dumb of me not to try to figure out how to go live today when I'm like literally dumb of me, right? Not to go live today if I'm finding that my science is when I do a live, don't be talking about nothing, okay? No, I'm just kidding. When I do a live, right, I'm more likely, that's my science. But I only knew that by tracking, right? So what is your science? And how you find your science is just doing it over and over again. So you can use that for now, that SD plus PD, PMF, right? And I will find out, you guys, if receipts is still available. I know it's available, but how quickly you can get those, but it's a really small booklet that you can use to help to govern yourself, to keep yourself accountable, so I can say, am I actually doing work? You know, what I tell people in our newbie orientation, the person who's on the treadmill running and the person who's on the street running, both of them will be tired. And so sometimes when you're thinking about what to do in your business, you're equally as tired as the person who actually did something. But the person who did something is the only one who's actually getting to another space. So I've had moments in my business where I felt the exhaustion as if I was working, but I was just thinking of it. Like you can literally feel the same exhaustion, but I won't get the same results, right? So here I am doing a mile on the treadmill and I'm still in the same place where the person is on the street doing a mile. They actually got to a different destination and we both got the same, you know, we're both tired, right? But only one of them is gaining. So use that, track your work. For now, just get a notebook and track it. So you can really tell yourself, I ain't did nothing today. Or man, like, all right, I'm about to go to sleep. I had a successful day, right? Because your success comes in the work that you do every day, right? And then there will be this sense of gratification, even when you didn't sign something, because I can say for sure, I know what I did, what I was supposed to do today to result in something. So those are some things that really help to see that goes through. So yeah, so I guess we can move forward to blitzing.
That was so good. I hope y'all took notes. That was good. Also something we talk about all the time on the team is being brave, patient, and consistent. And this is something that rings clear. It should to each and every person on here. You have to be brave, you have to be patient, and you have to be consistent. Being brave is what Keisha was talking about, posting, talking to people, which we'll talk about in a second. But showing up for your business in a way where people are confident in your business ownership, in your entrepreneurship, right? For you being a subject, I always say subject matter expert, because that's what we used to say in HR, SME, but you are a business owner. You know what you're talking about. Even if this is your first day, guess what? You know what you're talking about. Why am I confident in saying that? Because you have the resources, you have the tools, you have access to everything that you need to say, to give, to provide to your customers. So be confident in that. Put some, respect on your business. You are an international business owner, okay? International. If you did not know that, go to your website and see all the countries in which you can serve. So you have to make sure that you're brave enough to talk about it, okay? Be patient, okay? This is a business. Think of yourself as a farmer. A farmer does not plant a seed and go out the next day and there's a harvest just out there ready to be picked. You have to consistently plant. You have to consistently look at the soil and, if there's weeds, pull the weeds, following up. You have to do all of those things. You have to be consistent every day with your SDPMF, right? Because if you go to what's your favorite store that you physically go to, no online shopping, drop your favorite store in the chat that you frequently go to. It could be Walmart, it could be Target or whatever. It doesn't matter. Just drop it in there. Okay. So if you go to that store and they're open 8 to 5 one day, and then the next day they're closed, and then the next day they forgot to put their hours on there, so you don't know if they're open or not. And then the next day they're back open 8 to 5. How frequently will you visit them? You won't, because you can't depend on them, right? They're not there for you to shop. So you want to be consistent and show up on social media, in person, and who your network, so that people can be confident in shopping with you, in joining you. You have to be consistent. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's talk about one of my favorite things, which is blitzing. I've actually gotten jumping back into that and I absolutely love it. Y'all, you meet so many people every day. And I think we just really need to get rid of the idea that blitzing is this hard thing. Like blitzing is like daunting. It is not, it is fun. When I tell y'all I've blitzed so many people in the sauna, judge me not, okay? But I have because people come in and they say, hey, how's it going? And I'm like, it's good. How are you? My workout is crazy. I'm just coming in here for a couple minutes. And then they get to asking, well, what do you do? Or how long you've been at the gym? And, I tell them like how long I've been in the gym. I just joined this gym recently. I was working with my, the weights. And so I told them I was doing weights, but I burned like 900 calories because I did basketball too. They're like 900. Wow. I was like, yeah, well, I'm taking the thermogenic. And he was like, oh, well, what's the thermogenic? And so then I could talk about my ThermoFight X. And so, oh, I've never heard about that. I'm like, oh, so, and I just give them more information. That's blitzing. That's blitzing, y'all. I'm talking with someone very organically about something, mentioning my products and exchanging information. So getting their phone number, because everyone has their phone with them, even in the sauna. Okay, I don't know how they do it because it overheats, but listen, they have their phone with them. So, hey, let me send you some more information. What's your number? That's simple. That's simple.
Robin, that's it. That's it. If you just did that one piece, if everyone would just add that one piece and be consistent, we wouldn't even be talking about money problems on this. We would be talking about how can we help, we got this area, guys, and so-and-so need help because it's growing too fast. Guys, if we get back to blitzing, why you here is because that's what Rachel did. Rachel blitzed. There was nowhere she went that she didn't leave somebody something. Get back to the roots. It really is that easy. And then you're going to really start having something called fun. See, some of you all think that the only way you can talk about this opportunity is to do those steps that everybody just said. As long as I get through them steps, I did it. But what Lakeisha just say? You could be getting through those steps and say, I'm doing it. And I don't get it. And God said, but the steps that you missed was that while you were sitting in the doctor's office today, I brought 3 people in front of you and they were looking at you take your skinny brew and they were trying to get your attention, but you were all in your world because you were on your phone because you were trying to get your messages out right then. And that was somebody you could have sold right then and who probably would have said, you know what, I want to know more about what you do. And she was right there and you trying to get somebody online. Oh, you trying to go for the masses instead of the one fish that God sent to you. Y'all slow down. That's what blitzing says. Blitzing says, slow down, get present, reach for the one. And when you get the one, everything else will come. Great job. That's it, Robin.
I love that too. When you begin, and when I recall building in person, when you build in person, it makes your social media more exciting. So then your social media becomes a hub. What do I mean by that is I let people land here to get to know me. I get them on my face, so they land here. And so when you, those steps that I gave you, how you transfer that, if you're talking to someone in person, that's like your messaging, but it's cutting the time in half. You don't get into a no much quicker to a yes much quicker, which I'm fine with. I'm good with I'm glad you said no today. So I'm not following up with you 50 million times. I appreciate your no today. And so when you look at those steps that are given, when building online, you have to learn to discern what does this look like in person? So posting in person may be, I got a selfie with the person that I just met. right? Or I posted a picture from the party that I had today, from the vendor event that I had today. And so all of those things transfer into that list. And so maybe you didn't send 50 messages, but talking to 5 people in person is probably equivalent to like 200 messages, to be honest, right? So yes, remember that. And so when you see those online building task lists, there's always a way to match what it looks like doing that in person, if that makes sense, right? I may have not have messaged 100 people, but I talked to 5 people. That's a part of your messaging. You just messaged, you gave the message with your mouth instead of with your fingers, right? And so messaging is, the root of messaging is message. And so as long as you're getting the message out, whether it be talking, it's still a part of that.
Yeah, another thing that I wanted to, because I have a couple examples, just so you can know that you can blitz in anywhere you go. And I got this from Rachel. I saw her firsthand just a while back, learning the simplicity of blitzing. And so when I was working full time in HR, I would take a packet of greens to work and make my greens at my desk intentionally, because we're nosy by nature. If we really want to be honest, right? We want to know what's that. It's like, what's that green stuff? Like, what's that? And so that is a segue. So you can then have a conversation about your product again. So there again, you're having the conversation and you're able to get their information, and or if they're really interested, you can sign them up right then and there, right? Another way, if you're exchanging money by any means, whether you're, at a restaurant, at the mall, I've done it. I've had somebody super nice. I'm like, you're so nice and personable. Like, do you do this full time? And just, I think you'd be great at what I do. Well, what do you do? And just have a quick conversation with them. What's your number? I'm going to send you some more information. That's simple, right? So really think about blitzing as a fun way to just interact with someone else and let them know the solution you have for them, whether it's product or business, and having them a part of your team.
Robin, can I say something too? And I wish Rachel was on, right? Could really be on, because she gonna appreciate when I say this. Y'all, you know what you also can do? See, some of you are afraid to approach people, but do you know people are ready to approach you? See, if you remember old Rachel wouldn't walk out of her house without everybody knowing she worked for It Works. She had a It Works something on all the time. Well, here we go. Fast forward. In Jamaica, I had this crazy jacket on. It Works jacket. I'm sitting and I'm tired. We done our stuff. I'm getting ready to eat, and I see this girl staring at me, this Black girl, and she's staring, and I'm like, oh, I know she's staring at that crazy jacket. Oh, why? And I sat down and I was like, why does she keep staring? You're making me uncomfortable now. Why is she staring? And finally I looked at her and I said, let me walk over here and say something. She looks at me and she says, you work for It Works? I said, yeah. She said, I've been trying to get It Works back. I used to be an It Works rep, and I like those reps. And I haven't been able to find anyone. And when I saw you were here, and I was following this girl, I've been following her because this is what she always did. She was always out and about. And it's like she had fun. Her name was like Wiggums. I said, girl, you lying. You lying. I said, stay right there. Just stay right there. Don't move. Don't move. I started running. I said, Rachel, come here, girl. I got a test run. I got some. Y'all, because I had a It Works logo on. See, there are people right now that remember old It Works, y'all. And they remember what it was. They ain't forgot what it was, but now they need it. But they don't know you out there because you stuck like this and you ain't got nothing on. What you're hearing them say is get present again. Take it everywhere. Live it. If you start living it, I promise, things will change. Plant them seeds. The harvest has to come. It can't help but to come. Okay, Robin, I'll get back to you. But wasn't that cool testimony? Isn't that a cool?
Good. That was good. Listen, your lives matter. I've had people when I went back home to Chicago, I was in Panera. She was like, Robin, like, hi. She's like, I watch your lives. I was like, you never comment. How do I know? She was like, I watch them, I don't say much. Y'all still go live, okay? People watch you and they don't comment, but they're watching. So it's important, just be consistent. Be consistent, okay? Y'all got this. So blitzing. The last thing we're going to talk about, I know we don't have that much time, but we want to talk about parties. And so another thing, some people are probably like, oh, I gotta do a party. Yes, parties are fun. Okay. This is a place where you can share about the opportunity, about the products. Whatever you have on hand is enough. Let me say that again. Whatever you have on hand is enough. You don't have to, break the bank and buy a bunch of products. Whatever you have is enough. If you have a bag of coffee, you can have a party. If you have, give me something, Skinny Hydrate, you can have a party. If you have wraps, you definitely can have a party. Okay. So ask people to host a party for you. Has anybody had a party yet? Who had a party? Just anybody who had a party. Miss Sandra had a party. Keisha had a party. I know Keisha had a party.
I can't believe nobody had a party. I'm just gonna jump in and interrupt because I threw a $250 challenge. Put in your money in your pocket right now. It ends tomorrow. And all you had to do to win and be a part of that, it wasn't even signing up a DT. It was just a matter of you selling a product, selling a 30-day drop. And then when you take the picture of you with the client right there in front, you were gonna go in the pot. And because God said I needed to honor somebody being out and talking loud about it, the one who sent me the most pictures, I was supposed to give $250. But Robin, y'all can't be doing parties because I have not received not one picture. Are y'all just not doing any sale? I mean, nobody wants to do health? Because I can't believe if you had a one-on-one with somebody, you didn't sell one thing. Okay, maybe I missed it.
So we got more people dropping me. Yes, parties are fun, y'all. Parties are fun. And she talked about church earlier. I had someone at church, like, can you have a party for me? I'm gonna just come over, I'm gonna let you sample some stuff. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be quick. Like it was that informal. And she was like, yes. So don't be afraid to ask someone to host the party for you. It doesn't have to be this big grandiose thing. I want you to have fun. If you have someone close to you as far as another DT, have them come along with you, because another person in the business to hype you up, to support you, to assist you, it's nothing like it, y'all. It's nothing like it. Just so to cleanse, congratulations. That's what's up. Yes, doing some on your lunch break, scheduling them out, doing vendor events. Those are fun as well. If you're in an apartment complex, asking your lease office if you can have like a sip and sample time and put it in your bulletin for your entire complex. You could do something like that. That's a party. And typically if you live there, they won't charge you. So definitely look at that. Any questions on parties?
I will say this too, because I think people get intimidated by the word party. You know, you go to a restaurant, what do they ask you? What do they ask you, the host?
How many people?
How many people in your party?
Exactly.
And so I say that to say that if you say two, it's a party. And so I know it's like intimidating. Even when I ask somebody to host, I have to say, listen, you don't have to have charcuterie and clean your baseboards, right? You ain't gotta do that. If you want to, you can, but you don't have to. So that word is so intense for people, but you and one other person is a party, right? And so when we say how many parties that you have, and this is for me, right? I'm saying it out loud to hear it in my ears, right? Not underestimating going to have coffee with someone or taking someone in the corner, having a conversation with them, right? It's just you getting the message out. And so you and one other person can be a party. And so one thing that is working for me, I'm getting conversations about parties, is people that I know, is that I let them know just how how we ask people that we want somebody to host a post for us to help us with our business. The same thing when you ask somebody to host a party. I've really been trying to break through in this area, and I could really use your help by hosting a party for me. That's like the honest truth, right? And so coming and asking with the real truth. So we ask people for help when we talk about hosting a post. It's the same thing. You're asking, you host a post, I want them to host a post in person, right? And so say that, like, listen, I'm really trying to grow my business, and I would really love your support by just simply getting a few people at your favorite coffee shop or in your living room and just letting me share some samples with you all. Right. And when you say it like on the phone call, they be like, I gotta figure this out. It's hard to say no to that. She need me to help her with her business. You know what I mean? And so don't be afraid to do that. So just as I would ask someone to host a post for me with the goal to reach more people, you let them know that in person too. I really, really could use your support in hosting a party with the goal. And I'm pretty sure whoever team you are on, I'm pretty sure, and I'm Money Squad, I'm sure you're okay with this. If they host a party, they'll be entered into our giveaway to win a free iPad. Use it, right? If you had a host a post challenge going on your team, I'm sure your leaders would be okay. Like, hey, she's hosting a party for me, I'm going to enter into the giveaway. I'm pretty sure that's fine. So if they can enter into your giveaway to host a post, they can enter into the giveaway to host a party. It's just in person. So a party is a host a post in person. You know what I mean? I know we've been so host to post trained over these last, few years. And so it's a host to post in person. So use those incentives too. I just thought of that right now, right? So I'm about to be telling people like, you host a party for me. I didn't think of that before. It just came to my brain right now. Like, so that's, I'm going to go back to the girl and say, hey, listen, we got to get you booked. We're actually giving away a free iPad. And I want to enter you into that. And so now let's start to use that. So pay your host to post money for whoever team you're in, and tell people that they can be entered to win whatever you're giving away on your team, to host a party in person, not just the host to post online. So, yeah.
Another incentive when someone's hosting a party for you is to tell them like, hey, if 4 people rap at your party, I'll give you a free rap. We used to do that all the time. Because if you think about it, if you sell your wrap for $25, you got $100 cash just off of wraps alone. Why wouldn't you give them a free wrap? So that's another incentive, because now they're like, okay, who can I ask to come to this party so I can get my free wraps? So just think of ways, or even if you don't have more wraps, you can, do like a sample bag, give them a 3-day sample of something or a 4-day sample of something that you have an abundance of. So.
Everybody gonna have wraps. Everybody gonna put one back on their subscription.
At least one. Yeah.
So that's, yeah.
I'm just checking the chat really quick and seeing if there's any questions. Miss Faith, how many bags of what are you referring to? Or I'm sorry, not Miss Faith. Faith, what are you referring to when you say bags? Coffee. Are you wanting to sample them out? You can start off with one and do a 3-day sample, like 3-day samples. Is that what you do? You can definitely do that. And people love to taste, touch, and feel. They love that. So if you have something for them to be able to do that, that's always a plus. The Fat Fighter demo is always a plus. It's a little disgusting when the clumps start coming down, but it's for me, I love it because it looks like a science experiment to just explain how this is what the product is doing in your system. You don't want this stuff just sitting there. You want it to come and they can see it. Sells of Fat Fighters all the time.
Robin, that is, if you don't show any demonstration, that's the one everybody should see. Why? It automatically makes people trust everything else. See, you all forget what kind of world we live in first. We live in a visual first. And so visually, if you can show me how effective a product that I didn't even know existed did something, then whatever you getting ready to show me, I'm gonna believe it because I just saw something. So always do the Fat Fighters demonstration. Always do the Fat Fighters demonstration. That's your lead. Then they gonna start asking you. They gonna buy something from you. And that is why parties work the best.
Mary, in your either your Facebook, on your Facebook search, it works Fat Fighters demonstration. I'm pretty sure a video will come up, but it's a really simple demonstration where you take water and oil, and you crush up 2 Fat Fighters, which is a serving, and you put it in the glass and you watch it work. But I know there's tons of videos out there available, whether on YouTube but I know if you search it, because I'm pretty sure tons of us have done it on here, and we have public pages, so I know that you'll find one if you look up Fat Fighter demonstration.
You can do it on your live too. I've done on my live a little bit ago, and ask people like what's their favorite restaurant. And I'm like, okay, here's a burger with the oil. Like just make it fun and interactive so people can really get the gist of it. Is there any more questions or anything before we close out?
Joy? Or you had your hand up?
I just want to say, get out of yourself, because that has been my problem. And since I've gotten out of myself and I went back to work because I felt like that's what God wanted me to do, so many opportunities have opened up, and I've had so many conversations, and so many people are interested, and so many people want to talk about their problems. We just have to be open and present to listen and not just try to be on our phone and do other things, So I don't know who needs to hear that tonight, but just get out of yourself. It's not about you. So many people need what we have, not just the products, not just the business, but even friendships, even the community that we have to offer. So just get out of yourself.
As we're ending, I do want all of us to go back to the number that we put when we first started. Nobody put a 10. None of us put a 10. And then just ask yourself, am I willing to do the things to go towards that 10, right? To get to that 10. And I love it. I love the idea that we were able to put that number. That means that we can control which direction it goes into. We can't control people's responses, but we can control the work we put into getting the response. And so write down that number that you chose, and we're going to ask ourselves, what does it look like for me to work like a 10 tomorrow? I was almost about to be like Rachel and start singing a song, but I'm not about to sing Shorty, you're a 10. Shorty, you're a 10. Y'all know that song. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. Google it, Shorty, you're a 10. But you're a 10. And so since none of us put 10s, I mean, there's some work to do, but we have plenty of time to make that shift. And so the question we can ask ourselves, what does it look like for me to be a 10 today? Because those are the type of results that we want. So yeah.
And can I throw out a challenge? And I watched it work, and it's so funny. You guys are going to be interested to see how this is even getting ready to come full circle. So, we did the fall retreat here in Memphis, and I selected the top group for the Rachel had here in Memphis with that. And in the training, I talked about going out and just asking. It was like this big event. And I said, at the event, y'all, when we break out, just walk up to people and ask them, what's your story? I bet you got an interesting story. And I said, watch what that comes to, just being present. Well, some people did it, some people didn't. Well, I just had Courtney Grutza call me yesterday. And she said, I knew I would get her. And I said, what? She said, when I went out at your event, I went to the bartender. And I've never done this before. I asked her, what's her story? Lanisa, she just joined a team, and she's in Memphis, and she's ready to get started to run. So does it work? Yeah, it works. So I want to challenge you all right now. It's Black History Month. Can we close it with a bang? Can we challenge ourselves every day to go out and to ask 5 people, what's your story? You look interesting. What's your story? Can we do that? 5. If you want to be in, put Lanisa, I'm in. I put a 5. Put a 5 in the chat. Lanisa, I'm in. I am going to use my voice over Black History Month. Here we are. I'm going to let everybody know that not only am I here, but I care. So I want to hear your story. And I'm going to commit 5 people a day. And I'm not going to get lazy about it. I'm going to ask 5 people, what's your story? If they smile at me, I'm going to say, Lord, they smiled at me too long. I'm supposed to ask, what's your story? If someone keep coming up to me and act like they want to dance and you start dancing with them, you go, hey, what's your story? If someone looking sad and you know they need something, you okay? You okay? Would you like to share what's your story? When you're sitting in church and you know Miss So-and-so been wanting to talk to you and you've been trying to deuce her out and because you're tired out and she be keeping you all the time. But this time you go, no. Miss Phyllis, okay, what's your story? I'm going to sit here. I'm going to listen today. We in? How many people are in, Lakeisha? How many people over here do we have in? Because we can already change a lot of lives. We can already change a lot of lives. Let's do a count real quick. Let's do a count. Let's do a count. Let's do a count. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. 20 times 5 was what? 100. So 100 people a day, y'all. 100 people a day. 100 people a day. God is going to use us to listen and be present and be the problem solvers because there's something in you that you're supposed to help them with. Y'all, that's 100 people a day. Y'all do the math. That's 700 people a week. Y'all do the math. Keep doing. That's 1,402 weeks. Y'all keep doing the math. That's 20. Y'all do the math. Do you see? That's network marketing. Isn't that what the Lord is about? That's what Black excellence about. The Black excellence is how can we come together as a people and make sure that we all go to the mountaintop together. And we don't do it being quiet. We do it by pausing and asking, what's your story? And when you ask somebody what's their story, believe God is helping you to create your story. So that's the challenge tonight. We didn't just do this call. We don't just do this call, y'all. There's a purpose for everything. This wasn't a rah-rah session. This was a do-it session. Now it's time to do it. No more excuses. Stop. I got to fuss for a second because I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed. I mean, y'all got to give me a moment on this one. Because I know you know better. I know you know better. You see people every day. What makes Black excellent is that we always lead with the heart. We always lead with the relationships. We always lead with let me see how I can do. That's who we are. We're servants. When do we get confused? When do we stop thinking we're not here to help each other? When do we think we're too good to stop to bless somebody with our voice and our time? When did you think you're too busy to ask somebody, no, let's get a group of people together. Come on. There's so many hurting people and y'all know it. And let me tell you why I know you know it, because you hurting. If we want to be honest. And because you're hurting, you're like, how do I reach an audience and feel like I'm hurting? They ain't gonna believe me, but you gotta start somewhere, y'all. You can't keep sitting in it and think it's gonna get better. And giving yourself excuses that it's okay. It's not okay in this season right now. So this Black Excellence Call is a recharge for you every month to know you're not out here on an island by yourself, but you better get up and do something. This call should be doubling every week, every month. And it's not. It's 35 people on this call. Are you kidding me? We can't be doing what we were called to do. We can't. So when I say 5, go do your 5 every day. In the groups that I'm coaching this month, I said, this is your mantra, and make this your mantra. Write it down tonight, write it down. Because some of y'all think you working for It Works. You don't work for It Works. Colossians 3:23. Colossians 3:23. You work for God. And every time you cheating on him. Every time you cheat the time, you cheating on him. Because he got somebody he got waiting for you to go talk to and bless. Stop cheating. You're not cheating, Rachel. Rachel gonna keep going. That's why she's sick now. She's trying to cover everybody. She can't cover everybody. She can't cover everyone's weight, but she wants to see everyone win. I don't know where this is coming from, but I feel I have to say this right now. It's time to move with urgency. It's time to let go of the excuses. Europe, let me tell you something, and I mean this with all my heart. Europe does not have half the tools that we have, but you know what they still have? Passion. They get out in them streets. That's why they promoting ambassadors. Y'all, who are we? We get in the streets. We know how to have fun. What happened? We didn't get too good to go have fun. So open your mouth. And this call needs to be doubled. Or why are we doing it? And I mean that. Why are we doing it? You should be blowing up this thing every week and saying, hey, Rachel, we need this twice a month. Because I got people joining too quickly. We don't want to come over and keep seeing the same people talking the same message. Some of y'all listen to too much training. It's time to just go do. I'm going to say I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I'm really not. Because we have a lot of hurting people in this world. And you all are on the front line right now. And we don't need no weak people on the front line, y'all. We need soldiers. And you've been armed with some information that can bless some people and free them. But you can't free them with your mouth shut. You didn't get free with somebody keeping their mouth shut. How dare you? Stop holding and playing with the blessing. Y'all act like you privileged with this. And I mean that. You don't use something, you lose it. And so I'm just overhearing people complain, but you're not doing the right actions. You're doing good actions, but you're letting your good get in front of your great. And you're getting stuck thinking, oh, they're seeing me, they're looking at me, I'm saying it, and I'm consistent, and oh, I can say I did it, and oh, it's getting in front of, ooh, slow down. I need to be present while I'm at church, not on my phone like this. Because I can get it done with, because I don't like listening to the music. Yeah, I done peeped some of people. Come on, y'all do it. While my husband and I are in the car waiting on the children line, instead of being present and talking to my spouse, I'm on the phone, making sure I add another message. Instead of talking to my husband, who may have said, baby, while I was at work today, I had met a lady that you need to talk to. But you ignore him. So now he really mad. I ain't gonna say nothing to her because she all in her world. Get present, guys. 5, and I mean that. Next month, this call better be double. Or I'm gonna ask Rachel to reevaluate what we're doing. Because if you go do what you're supposed to do, oh, it's gonna double. It's gonna double. Because I know who he is. And I'll leave with this. Y'all know I love you. You know I love you. So please don't get mad at the messenger. Don't get mad at the messenger. I just want to see you win. But I know excuses will not let you win right now. And I also know non-action will not let you win right now. And I also know, a closed mouth does not get fed in this season. And I'm through. Thank you, Lakeisha and Robin. It's been a wonderful Black Excellence Night. We will be back here next week, right here. And I do know we've got 33 participants here. So I know next week we will have 66. Next month we'll have 66 for sure, right? All right. Good night, guys.